everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Willow, and this is my first ever Let's Play. I decided to start with this game called Night Call. It's a noir style crime saga, and it looks really, really cool actually. It's also a kind of a simulation where you can have multiple endings and multiple characters that you encounter depending on your choices. So yeah, I'll go ahead and just get started, and here we go. And let's see. Oh, okay. Interesting. Random. Oh. Seems a little bit much right now. Victims have all something in common and the motives seem unclear. But which suspect could have done it? Balanced case, perfect for a first run. Okay. The Angel of Death. Random victims, unknown motive. Weird case, slightly more difficult than the others. Oh, okay, so they progressively get a little harder is what it seems. The Sandman. The victims may feel random at first, but there's a connection. Yet the motives might be hard to find. Dark and twisted case. Oh. That one seems more interesting. But I don't want to throw myself into chaos. Surprise investigation. What? Oh, okay. Let's just go with the judge since I'm still kind of a noob at this. We'll make it balanced. Yeah. The loading icon is cute. I love the soundtrack already. I'm not like a huge fan of like, you know, like Blade Runner style noir, like sci-fi, but this is pretty cool. Don't smoke, kids. Smoking is very bad. Don't vape either. Doctor. Oh, okay, there's no audio. Here. Sir? Can hear me? Or do I need to speak up? He just got shot, I think. And he's already sassing the doctor back. Yes, speak up. You're fine. She takes a deep breath. Sir, you just spent 2 weeks in a coma. The word bounces around your head. You need a moment to understand its meaning. Yeah, anyone would need a moment. Coma? The word scratches along your throat. Yes, you were the victim of an assault. The word resonates in your head. Victim. You are aware a serial killer is currently on the loose in Paris. You feel the contents of your stomach crawling up your throat. The judge, as the police call the killer, assaulted you. The bullet touched your liver, and in most circumstances, it would have been fatal. We chose to put you in an induced. Her voice becomes more distant, fades. You taste bile at the back of your mouth. Your head is burning. You hear a whistle in one ear. Your fingers move to your wound. Underneath the bandages, you can feel hard skin. It is incredibly painful. Did they... I'm sorry? Did they catch the judge? No. He was dead before you even got out of your cab. The doctor is silent for a second, a very awkward second. She hesitates. The police would like to see you as soon as possible to ask you some questions. After all, you're the only one who survived the judge. Noise in the hallway attracts your attention. You try to turn your head, to no avail. You need to rest. She leaves the room. Her voice resonates in the hallway. I don't care. He's the only witness. He's... Another female voice joins in, a strong, authoritarian voice. You can't clearly make up what she's saying. A strange feeling washes over you. It's not pain, not fatigue, some odd combination of the two. Before being in this hospital room, you'd never realize that anger was made up of a combination of pain and exhaustion. Anger. A feeling you know all too well. Oh boy. Days go by, and a month later, okay. Well. What? Oops. Well, look, I've got a bit of a problem. A real problem, that is. You have a pounding headache. It's your first night behind the wheel since the attack. Are you listening to me? You catch your boss's eye in the rearview mirror. I'm gonna say nothing. This guy's kind of a jerk. He's watching you closely, trying to make out what's going on in your head. You know I'm worried about you, don't you? Oh, well, I retract that statement. Oops. I know. You're like a son to me, you know. I know. And you know he's about to tell you the story of his taxi fleet again. When my father died and left me the store, I could have sold it. I could have retired, gone back to the old country. I'll let him speak. But I decided to start a cab fleet with the money he left me to hire the guys from the neighborhood. And that's why I've got 45 guys like you working for me. That's kind of... Though none of them are any match for you. Okay. He smiles. His voice suddenly takes on a serious note. Do you want me to go over everything again? He points to the equipment on the dashboard, the meter, the GPS. Well, yes, sir. You know, I was in a coma for did you say 2 years? I can't remember. You haven't been in for weeks. You haven't been in a taxi for weeks. Maybe you do need a little refresher. Yes. Right then. Well, first the map. You spot potential customers and try to guess where they'll be going. Then you decide. When a customer orders a taxi, if there's no one else around, you have to go pick them up. He shrugs. That's the way it goes. It's business. No problem. The other fares, you look at the map and decide whether or not you want to take them. And then you drive. He flashes a quick, mechanical smile. You know it well. When he talks about work, he talks about work. That's all. When your shift is over, we do the numbers, and his voice trails off as if searching for the right words. And that's all. It's pretty simple. There's no reason why you can't do it. Oh, right. No overtime. We're in France here, and there are rules, regulations. You might not see it that way, but no one likes having a driver who hasn't slept for 24 hours. He looks away. Something's been bothering him since he got into the cab. Anyhow, you know the ropes. You get it. I know you're going to do a good job. What's the matter? Your boss keeps quiet for a while, as if he's hesitant to speak. And then, I don't think it's a good idea. You shouldn't be driving. The murderer is still out there, and we think he's going to come back for you. We. Your colleagues. I do too. Anyway, I'll let you get back to work. Every minute spent in your taxi is a minute lost. He gives you a smile, half ironic, half serious. Yeah, he seems like a cool dude. He's just, cuts to the point. Have a good evening. Right. You have a good evening too. He'll spend the rest of the night dealing with problems and drivers. You wonder how and when the guy ever gets any sleep. Your boss opens the door and exits the cab. You watch him cross the street and enter the fleet garage. A couple of colleagues are milling about. Taxes are coming and going. They all ignore you, consciously or unconsciously. You are branded. You sit there a moment, then turn the key in the ignition. The hum of the engine sends a tingle down your spine. It's impossible to describe how you miss that feeling. It's back to the night shift, back to life. Despite the attack. Despite it all. Okay. The dialogue's actually pretty good. Everyone looks so sad except for her. She looks really happy. Let's go check. Maybe him, her, I'm not sure. Let's go check this person out. Carolina. Jarret? Have no idea. I need to talk to you. Alright, let's see. Let's go ahead. The scent of orange blossoms fills the air as your passenger enters the cab. You smile. She returns your smile. Good evening. There is a raw, emotional warmth to her voice. You sense your passenger wants to talk about the killer. It's simple. Since the first murder, everyone thinks they know something. Everyone thinks they saw something. And this passenger is no exception. A new clue. Carolina. It's pretty cold out tonight, isn't it? You nod. There are passengers, like this elderly woman, you immediately take a liking to. I can almost feel the cold air setting in around the corners of my mouth. Carolina seems very happy. It's a funny feeling, but one that a nice cup of hot tea can quickly dispel. A smile plays across her lips. Or a cup of hot chocolate, of course. On nights like this, I can't go out on my own anymore. And yet I have to. She glances over at you. Why do you have to go out? Let's just say, I needed to talk to you. I hope you won't get me wrong, but just drive. Around the block, if you will. I know who you are, and what you're doing. She's quiet for a minute, either searching for the right words or simply trying to reassure you. I admire what you're doing. The city really needs your help. So does the world. Don't take it the wrong way, but I know you're looking for the killer. I know what he did to you. I know why you're after him. She gives you a warm smile. I'd like to make you an offer. You can either take it or leave it. But I'd like everything I tell you to remain a secret, no matter what happens afterwards. What do you say? Secret. Alright. I'm listening. You see, when my husband died, he left me a building. I converted it, made repairs and renovations. But above all, I gave it a goal, a role, a reason to exist. This hotel. I suppose I could call it a shelter, but that would scare away the people who need it. Some say it is a retreat, but same thing. The word has unpleasant connotations. I keep calling it a hotel because my guests need to realize they are only passing through, that their real life is out there waiting for them. Her eyes meet yours. There's more to the kind grandmother in the back seat of your cab than meets the eye. A hint of greatness. Are you following me? Yes, I believe so. Good. Respect your elders, because they have seen some shit. Well, anyhow, the hotel is reserved for men, women, and couples. For anyone who needs it, really. I use the word reserve, but there aren't any eligibility conditions. None other than my own, that is. We live in a wonderful country, but sometimes it fails to recall its fundamental values. Liberty, fraternity. In my hotel, I take in people who have been chased from their homes for every imaginable reason. Right now, I have a couple of women who are the victims of domestic abuse. A young woman thrown out of her home because she didn't want to have an abortion. Two couples who were thrown out by homophobic parents. She knits her brow in consternation. Oh, this woman's awesome. Also, of course, respect your elders if they respect you. 'Cause just because someone is elderly doesn't always mean they're a great person. But there's always some stories and wisdom to be had from, you know, your elders and grandparents, grandmamas, whatever you call your parents' parents, or even if you just have a mentor of some sort. Anyway, does that give you a better idea? I'll just nod. Great. These people in trouble, I welcome them, I listen to them, I give them a moment's peace. Some spend a single night, others stay for a month. Most of my guests don't stay long. They leave as soon as they're back on their feet. As soon as they've found housing. As soon as they work out whatever caused them to leave home in the first place. You smile. There's always room, actually. I've never been full, and that's what I've come to see you about. You and I, we're on the same wavelength. We're working for the common good. Her forehead creases again, like a crumpled sheet. I may be wrong, of course. Am I? No. Good. Here are my rules. Or requests, if you would rather. Rule number 1. You can mention my place to anyone you think may be in need of help. Once you drop them off, I ask them in, I talk to them, and I take care of them. You're free to go. You don't need to worry about me. I have my own security staff. Your passenger gives her arm a pat, as if she had a holster under her shirt. Alright, Granny's packing. Your gaze locks with hers. She flashes you a meaningful smile, as if you were in the know. Rule number 2. If someone specifically asks you to bring them to my place, don't do it. Some of my guests are being pursued, hunted, and it would be a shame to let the wolf into the sheepfold. Yes. A bright smile from the back seat. You can feel her warmth, the scent of your passenger's perfume. Orange blossom, simple and suggestive, hangs in the air. A pause. She's watching you intently. You pull over to the spot where you picked her up. Now, I'm going to ask you, once and for all, do you want to help me? A simple yes or no will do. If it's a no, it's a no. Oops, little typo there. Well then, I'll have to find someone else. Let's test her a little bit. No questions asked. Okay. I've told you everything you need to know. Take it or leave it. She smiles at you. So, what do you say? Yep, we'll do it. That's a rare achievement? Okay. A smile lights up. A smile lights up your passenger's face. Here is my card. She hands you the money for her fare, along with her business card. You and I, we're going to do great things together. I can feel it. How inspiring. She exits the cab, a little squeal escaping her as the cold strikes her full force. Ah, cute. Good night. Try to stay warm. Thank you, Carolina. She vanishes down a nearby side street. You sit there for a moment, business card in hand. As you start the cab, a slow smile spreads over your face. You know what? For a first ride after being in a coma for 2 weeks, I remember now it's not 2 years, holy cow. That's not bad. Sweet little old lady. Hopefully we get more customers like that, but it doesn't really seem like there's really any more sweet old women. I wonder why some of them have more like shaded icons. This one has yellow around it, so it seems urgent. I thought it said something about going back to like our house or office or something, but I guess not. Let's pick up this one since there's a yellow outline. Oh gosh. Herve. Oh man, I'm so bad at French. Hey pal, can you help me out? Sure. The door opens. It's Herve, a homeless man like hundreds of others in Paris. You've known each other for years, and every now and then he asks a favor of you to drive him someplace. As usual, he greets you quietly, though he always seems a little on edge. Hey, buddy, what's up, pup? He has a strange verbal tick that you've never really understood. You start the cab. The passenger in the back seat is whistling a funny tune. He's in a pretty good mood. You look good. Yeah, thanks. Some days are like that. Everything goes your way. Hey. Belly is full. Your buddies are around to help you. You're not cold. He gives you a smile. And then, you know, you get good news. Oh, really? Really? Something you're glad to hear. Well, out with it then. Well, it's my ex-wife. She just got married again. A real love story and all that. Just the way we like 'em. Let's ask factual questions. How did you find out? She sometimes comes around with this stuff for me, she told me. She was embarrassed. She gave me a blanket, a few books, some canned food, ravioli. Does she do that often? Yeah, from time to time, when she comes to Paris. In the rearview mirror, your passenger's face clouds over as if what he was saying had just sunk in. Oh, poor guy. Suddenly, between clenched teeth, he hisses. Whore. Ooh, okay. You look up. Whore? What? Didn't you just say whore? Your passenger smiles lightly. Nuh-uh. Don't worry about it. I was thinking about something else. Suddenly, Herve opens the cab door. You can pull over here. I don't want you to get any... I don't want you to get into any trouble. The guys in the squat can be a little on edge. You park the car and Herb opens the door. Good night, and thanks again, Ken. Hey, we learned his name. He gives you a smile. A moment later, Herb vanishes inside a graffiti-covered building. Its imposing Art Deco facade mesmerizes you for a minute. And then you start the cab. Alright. Helping out a friend. Oh. The door suddenly opens, and a woman gets into the back seat. Based off of reading the synopsis of the game, Bousset? Oh god, this French is killing me. Having a good night? How creepy. For a second, you freeze. It's one of the cops working on the judge's case. She grins at you. Her voice creaks. You remember seeing her at the hospital. Something already bothered you about her there. You know, it's actually pretty crazy. For weeks, I've been saying to myself, there's something off about you. Something not so nice. I dug around, mulled it over, bugged all my fellow cops about it, because I was sure you lied to us. Let her keep going. She has a cold sneer on her face. I'm going to be frank with you. She leans over to you. I don't think you're the judge. Nah, I just can't picture it. She squints, like she's trying to make you out from far away. Like you'd have gone to the extent of hurting yourself. Yeah, between us, it's a bit of a stretch. She stares at you. But not enough of a stretch for my chief to stop going on and on about you. Seriously, he talks about you all the time. If I didn't know better, I'd think he had a crush on you. She smirks. No. I think he's more interested in your profile. In prison at 17. An icy chill fills your gut. And for murder, too. Ken, who have you murdered? You open your mouth, but nothing comes out. Since you got out, you've kept a low profile, but you're lying about your name and your address. I checked. It's normal, you'd say. If they get word of your time served, no loan for your permit, no lease for your car. Meaning, no second chance at life. Her voice becomes softer, almost warm. I personally like guys who want a second chance. No, I like guys who fight for a second chance. Basically, I like guys who are willing to work for me. She leans forward, her shining cat-like eyes narrowing. My chief wants to go to the prosecutor with a first and last name, with evidence. Actually, knowing him, he's not so hot on evidence. So, I'll give you info. Victims, suspects, medical reports, some photos that are a bit... She makes a gagging noise. You have to be discreet. Keep it between you and me. Interrogate. Ask questions. Dig around. I'm not a cop. She shrugs. Don't worry. You're already keener than half the squad. And don't forget, I'm not asking you to make an arrest and deliver the killer wrapped up with a bow in front of the station, okay? You're no Batman. You're just here to get me more information. She rummages around in her pockets for what seems like forever. Here, take my card. I'll call you in 3-4 days, just to check in. We'll chat. And I'll let you know if I have any info. Any new info. She takes on a didactic, paternalistic tone, like she was giving you a list of recommendations for the 100th time. Don't get caught. Don't get arrested. Also, I wouldn't recommend trying to leave Paris. I know what you look like, and I know who your friends are. You can either be the solution or the problem, my friend. She takes a minute to scan your face, your emotions. If I have to, I'll go check in on you-know-who. Her smile is biting. That reminds me. She know you've done time. You shake your head. She snickers. Oh, my little dirtbag, you cover your tracks well. Jeez. I mean, hey, I don't really know the backstory of this character, but jeez. Let's be a little snarky. What if I refuse? If you refuse, simple. I turn you in. I'll send your picture to all my friends in the media and every asshole in Paris. Your picture with your name on it. Your real name. Anyone close to you will have their places searched. They'll be put under house arrest, spend nights in jail. You have any idea how tense things are with that fucker's trial underway? You sigh. You know just what she's trying to get at. Come to think of it, your last names are almost the same. You could be brothers, actually. Ooh, do we get aggressive? Nah, we'll keep cool. She smiles. I'm nothing like that terrorist. Let me tell you, with that face of yours and your handle, they'll welcome you with open arms. You have no right. I know we have no right. She takes on a serious tone, businesslike. I want to catch this killer personally. I want to drag him to court, ruin his effing life with a bang. I can't botch this case. You got me. And neither can you. Right? Obviously. Well, great then. We see eye to eye. So you can just say you're my informant, my CI. He ripped open your gut. You saw your own insides. You were in a coma. Yeah, you have plenty of reasons to want to get back at him. She furrows her brow. Yeah, I think you're actually going to do what I tell you to do. You investigate, ask questions, listen to all the rumors, and you come up with a list of suspects. She lays her hand on the door handle and freezes. Oh, right. And don't get fired. Without this cab, you're worth nothing to me. You glare at her. No, we're not going to do that. Say nothing. She puts her hand up and you can hear the words behind it. This conversation never happened. I'll make sure you get more intel tomorrow. I'll find a way. Until then. Not a word to anyone, obviously. Not a word. The door opens, squeaks, and slams shut. Effing bitch! Just kidding. Fucking bitch. Next. Oh. You sit alone for a while, teeth clenched, dry-eyed, ears buzzing. Shit. On the back seat, the cop left a pile of papers. Shit. Key in the ignition, motor running. Radio on, crackles. You turn it off and start driving. Talking to passengers might unlock new documents and clues for your investigation. You will find them back at your studio after your shift. Okay. Cool. 6 clues. Alright. Well, we've made, I think, like $30 something total just from that lovely old woman. You take a second to enjoy the silence of your studio apartment. Outside, the city is slowly waking up. You can still hear the hum of the taxi buzzing in your ears. I really love the atmosphere of this game. Like, the detail to the environment is really nice, actually. You throw the files Bussett gave you on the table. On the wall, you hung up the big cork board where you used to pin up photos of your nephews. They've been gone since you got out of. Your plan is simple. Jot down all the pieces of evidence and connect them to the suspects. The guilty party won't necessarily be the one with the most evidence against them, but the one with the most compelling evidence against them. It's like you're building a story about each suspect, trying to understand their motives, understand how he or she got into this situation. A bus goes by, making the walls shake. You glance at your bed and get to work. No sleep for us. Straight to work. Let's catch this dirtbag. Autopsy. Alright, everybody. Well, I think I'm going to call it for this video. I want to thank you for tuning in on Night Call with me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!